Hello everyone, it's Marc Schiliro, the owner of MS Classic Cars, and I am very proud to present you this absolutely stunning 1960 Jaguar Mark IX Saloon. Before I get into the walk-around presentation with my LED flashlight, I want to talk a little bit about the story of this car. This car and I have history together that dates back to 14 years ago. For anybody that doesn't know, I opened MS Classic Cars in 2009. I was operating with a dealer's license in a small facility in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is only about 20 minutes east of here, and again, operated there for a short time. During that time, I used to keep some cars there, and I used to keep some cars at my house, and this particular vehicle was one of those vehicles that I had at my house. As I have in this binder that is included, we always do a new binder for every vehicle that we sell. I spend hours putting any information together that I have with that particular vehicle that we're selling. And the situation here, everything again is put in methodical order with plastic sleeves, etc. But what you will see here is you'll see, which is something that brings back a lot of memories for me. I can even put my light on here. MS Classic Cars LLC. You can see the location in Fall River, Mass. And this was stock number 13, which means this was the 13th vehicle that I had put into the collection, into our inventory. We are now almost at stock number 1,000. So it really is something that means a lot to me here. So to get into the story, I actually purchased this vehicle from the third owner, and I have a copy of the title, which is in this binder here. I purchased this vehicle in October of 2011, so it was 14 years ago. And the gentleman that I had purchased the vehicle from, he had purchased it from the second owner, who then of course bought it from the first owner. I'm going to go over some of those details with this original supporting documentation that I actually framed professionally back when I had this car. So again, when I owned this car the first time, I had all of this information professionally organized. It was matted, it was framed. This does have wire on the back, so the new owner can present it next to the car. You can hang it on the wall, and that's exactly what the gentleman that I sold the car to did. So to tell you how I got reunited with this car, Mike Marcella, who a lot of people know from the videos that we do. He's been with MS Classic Cars for quite some time. He's our service manager. On the weekend, just maybe about a month or so ago, Mike was looking on the internet and he came across an absolutely stunning 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 that was certified by Jaguar Mk IX, a #1 condition car. So Mike called me, said, "Mark, you got to inquire on this car," which I did. I reached out to the guy via email. I got an email back with a little bit of information, and then the gentleman actually called me. I remember it was on a Sunday. Wasn't wondering how that conversation was going to go, and basically got on the phone with him, started talking with him, and he said, "You have no idea who I am, do you?" And I said, "I truthfully don't. I'm sorry. I apologize. I talked to so many different people." He said, "Mark, you sold me the 1960 Jaguar Mark IX Saloon back in 2011. Of course, that was a special moment for the both of us, as we both just realized how fast time flies by. Here I am calling on a beautiful Camaro, and it's the guy that I actually sold this vehicle to. Just an awesome story. So what he did, his name is Scott Holley. He's from Indiana, super nice guy. Is over the last 15 years or so, he built an amazing collection of vehicles. He's extremely detail oriented, as I am, freak of nature, OCD, whatever you'd like to call it. And Scott decided around the 2014 timeframe, he was going to go ahead and take this car, which was already a very, very nice car when I sold it to him, and he was going to take it to what I would consider an elite level. So with an open checkbook, it took a few years. Scott spent, you ready for this? $135,000 that I have documented in receipts restoring this car. So again, everything is in order of how he did this car. Really, and again, from beginning to end, he said that a lot of the work that he got done was at a super reasonable price. In today's world of pricing, parts, labor, etc., it would easily have been $200,000 as far as what he invested. So kind of a great thing. To kind of wrap up the story with Scott and how I acquired it, we got talking. I asked him after I made the decision to buy the Camaro that we now have in our collection. I asked him if he would ever consider selling me this car. He said he never considered selling it. It's never been listed for sale, but he said, Mark, if you'd like to buy it back, I'd love to have you do it. And I made the deal to buy it. Not only did I buy this, but I also bought an absolutely gorgeous 69 Jaguar E-Type convertible that is stunning. And I also purchased a 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 302 that is also stunning. So make sure to check those vehicles out when we go live with them on our website in the future, okay? Now, talking a little bit here about some of this documentation, I just want to go over this quick before I do the walk-around presentation here. I'm just going to kneel down, use my flashlight on this to show you what we have. So first and foremost, this here is called a Jaguar Heritage Certificate. This is great information that Jaguar provides for their vehicles. They assign it a certificate number, which is here. And ultimately what this is it's all the information about the car, what it was, when it was produced, you know, what the chassis number is, engine number, body number, what the original color was, et cetera, et cetera. I wish every vehicle had something similar to this. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, or people don't ever inquire and get these, but we always try to get these when we have our Jaguars in our collection. So again, everything with this car is fully documented. This is the original purchase and sales agreement that's dated February 26, 1960. Kind of cool that the doctor who bought this, his name was Houston Pratt. He actually traded in a 1953 Aston Martin coupe. I actually Googled the VIN number of the car that he traded in for this vehicle, and it's actually a pretty rare, valuable car today. Kind of interesting. Over here, we have an original repair invoice that does not have a date on it, but I would probably guess this was in a few years of when the car was purchased new. Down here, we have the original owner's manual, guarantee, service voucher. We have a owner's ID card here. Again, this is all original information here that I had framed. This was the original owner's manual that came with this car. This is an original registration from November 30th, 1969. Really cool piece. So this is actually a document here that basically has to do with the estate when the doctor, Houston Pratt, had passed. It basically was just showing that it was done here in 1975, and the second owner got the car in 1976. And then what we have here is we actually have a tax payment receipt from the second owner, which was in 1978. So again, the second owner sold it to the gentleman that I had mentioned in the beginning of the video. He actually is in Michigan. That was in 1996. And then I acquired the car from him in 2011, immediately sold it to Scott Holley, and just reacquired the car in 2025. Because I am not necessarily the owner, I have a dealer's license. This is really a four-owner documented car. Again, very special vehicle and really well-documented history. So as we make our way over to this vehicle, I know a lot of people that follow MS Classic Cars, I'm proud to say, We have almost 600,000 followers that watch us like a hawk in everything that we do. Know that I've had some of the best classic cars known to exist. Very proud of that. I will tell you this. I have been to many Concours d'Elegances. We just went to the Audrain, which is in my hometown area on Aquidneck Island in Newport. It was a great event back in October. We've seen some of the best cars. Jay Leno was there, Donald Osborne, and so forth. This particular car, the exterior of it presents at the highest level of quality. So if I was looking at a car, just as an example, that was $500,000 or $1 million car, maybe it was some Rolls Royce or it was some type of a Ferrari or Mercedes-Benz or whatever the case might be, this car presents at the highest level of quality. So again, as great as Corey does with his photos and we do with these videos, I cannot explain how beautiful the body and the paint and the chrome work is on this car. And that is what Scott focused on during the restoration process, is he had everything taken down to bare metal. It does retain all of its original sheet metal with exceptions of the lower areas in the front fenders, down toward the bottom, the lower rocker panel, and the lower section of the quarters. They were starting to develop a little bit of rust and stuff, which is very common with vehicles from this time frame. They repaired all of those, did some patchwork and so forth, made the body laser straight, made all the gaps as perfect as possible, and then of course applied a super high quality paint in its original color of blue. This color that's on the side here, because clearly this is a two-tone blue, this was added just to give it a little bit of character, but this color here is the original color blue, and again, we know that based on the Jaguar Heritage Certificate, okay? Again, there's really not a point in me going around this to highlight any chips or scratches because there's really nothing to think of, but what I am gonna do is, again, just kind of go over this. All of the glass is spectacular. Again, everything has been restored or replaced new. All of that trim that's around the glass, the wiper arms, this hood piece here, the hood trim on the edges, everything is in spectacular condition. You can see the depth of the paint. The detail department did a great job doing a paint correction to this vehicle. We use the best products. The antenna, obviously the fender mounted mirrors, this Jaguar emblem here. Look at the quality of the chrome work. I mean, this is as good as it gets. These Lucas headlights are correct. So are the driving lights. You'll notice the bezels and how beautiful they are around the headlights, the front bumper, the overrides here. Again, spectacular. The attention to detail here is really second to none. The styling of this car is so beautiful. This is a piece that belongs in everybody's collection. So again, if there was a pin-sized chip, I would point it out. I don't see anything at all worth mentioning here. If you see something in the video that maybe looks like a small chip or scratch, it's probably a reflection or some dust from our heating system. But look at this, look at these lines, beautiful. Making our way over on the driver's front fender here. Flawless. Love these wheels, okay? These are actually painted body color here. They've got these chrome trims and these chrome hubcaps. The Jaguar written in the center. Again, attention to detail is second to none. Firestone Deluxe Champion. These are 6.5 16-inch tires that fit it beautifully. Okay, making our way over again to the driver's door. When you look at all of this bright work here, it is absolutely spectacular. Again, everything is just done so nicely. So many hours were spent. This does have a manually controlled sunroof that is operational. When Corey was doing his photos, he opened it up, took a few photos, closed it, so you can check that out on our website. But look at the bright work here and how beautiful all this is. The door handles, the way that they're incorporated into the top molding on the body. Of course, this molding here wraps around, you know, all of the different parts of the car, which just look awesome and kind of separate it a little bit here. The two-tone coloring really just adds to that. These doors open and close so nice. I don't know if you recognize that, but they shut so nice. Watch this. It just opens so nice. Anybody who knows classic cars, anybody that's been around these types of cars understand the difference between one that's done at a high level of quality and one that's not. But you got to check out this interior. It is absolutely stunning. The woodwork is beautiful. It's got such a nice smell. It's got this really massive steering wheel here. It does retain its original color of red. It is so rare, at least based on my research, to see this color blue with this color red. It is an awesome color combination. Clearly, this whole interior has been gone through and restored. It reeks of leather. My favorite part of the interior is if you check out these door panels, these have got to be, I think, the fanciest factory original style door panels that we've had in MS Classic cars. Never have I seen something with real wood, and then you get into this type of material here, and then you got all of these different pieces of this door panel that just looks so sophisticated and so rich. Truly looks like something that was built today. But once again, make sure to check out all the photos of this car on our website. Again, looking for any imperfections at all. I don't see one chip, one scratch. Again, simply stunning. Making our way over to the driver's rear door here. Again, the chrome work is stunning. It looks like it literally just came out of a shop. It's like it was done yesterday. The quality is second to none. Look at this. The roof, beautiful condition. Again, this door opens as nice as the driver's door does. Look at this. Of course, I had to put down the table there for this video. It's got this little coaster here and Jaguar cup for tea. I should have put a little bottle of Grey Poupon. If you look over here at this door panel, again, the attention to detail flows right into the back. Look at all of the wood on the rear of that seat. The cost and what that would be to restore or replace and to finish it with this really spectacular leather, mind-boggling. Just shuts so nice. Look at the gaps. Look at these gap lines. Okay? Anyway, again, I'm just searching for any imperfections at all. See, just when you think you found something, it's not anything. It's just a piece of lint. As we make our way over to the back of the car, which again, it's got so much character. This is actually where the fuel filler is, but you'll notice back here, it's in spectacular condition. Jaguar, automatic. Over here we have the Mk IX. Even look at even the license plate bezel here, how beautifully done this all is. Love the exhaust pipe sticking out the back. It's just got a little bit of sports in this luxury sedan. These are Lucas taillights, by the way. Again, beautiful bumpers, overrides, fuel filler, both sides, really spectacular. The quarter panels on these things are gorgeous. Look at this. Again, I don't really see one imperfection at all. Check this out right here, how this chrome flows into the back here and it follows the body line. It's just the little things that I pay attention to when I look at cars. Now here's another real cool feature. Check this out. We have a rose in here. Awesome. The rose matches the upholstery, little vase. Just look at this. Again, this is such a beautiful car. Even the carpeting is beautiful. Look at how these doors open and close. Look at this carpeting. It's super thick. Floor mats, heavy duty. Look at this. Absolutely magnificent. I'll open up the hood. Oops. Again, just looking for any imperfections worth noting here. The body's laser straight, superior gaps. Again, this could go to any Concours d'Elegance as far as I'm concerned. It actually has been to a few under Scott's ownership. I can't believe I own this car. It's such an awesome car. If I could afford to have a collection of vehicles that are, for me personally, that I would never sell, well, first I'd be out of business because I probably would keep everything, but this particular car is one that I would definitely keep just because it's pure artwork. Again, look at the wheels. It's so nice. Just the wheel is like, you could hang this wheel on a room and just look at the wheel and the attention to detail. The blue up here, the blue here, the chrome ring, the hubcaps. It's just awesome. So we're going to end in the engine compartment here. Again, you can see all of these areas on our website, msclassiccars.com. There we go. This engine bay is extremely detailed. Once again, pictures probably don't do it justice, but when Scott was doing the restoration, he did restore some of the interior, but I would say most of his money that was spent was on the exterior and the mechanical aspect of it, including doing over this engine compartment. So this is the original 3.8 liter engine that this car was born with. We do have the numbers on the block that actually match the Jaguar Heritage Certificate. So that's how we know that it is the original engine. There was never any doubt in my mind that it ever was. This engine is actually pretty powerful. The factory rates this engine at 220 horsepower, which if you think about it, that was a lot of horsepower back in 1960, especially for a car like this. What I really like about this engine compartment, and the more you look at it, there were so many features that were innovative. Look at the dual batteries as an example. Just look at the attention to detail on the spark plugs and the wires, even the color of the block, you know, with these aluminum covers here, the cylinder. You know, you get into just some of the details of the hoses, the wiring. This engine was completely rebuilt. It is basically brand new. During this time frame, you had an option of transmissions. You could have the 4-speed manual transmission or the optional 3-speed automatic. This car, as you saw with the emblem in the back there, this is an automatic. So you just put it in drive and go. It does also have power steering, which makes it really pleasurable to drive. And these cars also had 4-wheel disc brakes. It actually has a brake assist system, which is really unique. Whenever the car basically stops, it was basically used morally for the manual transmissions, but it incorporated to the automatic as well, where the brakes will actually hold the car from rolling, especially helpful when you're on a hill. And then when you give the accelerator just a little bit of a push, at a certain point, it releases the brakes and allows you to drive. So just a really cool feature. These cars actually could go as fast as like 115 miles per hour, which again was a pretty big deal considering the age of the car and what it was being a luxury four-door sedan. So anyway, that's some cool stuff about this car. To learn more about it, highlights, description, photos, videos. Corey did a great video yesterday starting the car and all of that. Please visit our website at msclassiccars.com. Please also follow us on social media. We're on all the major networks and platinum platforms and so forth. And I would say the best way to follow us and everything that we're doing here, we are growing, we are expanding, we're doing a lot of things at MS Classic Cars, is to make sure to sign up for our VIP newsletter. It's an email that we send out, and it gives you an overview of everything that we have in service, what we have in detail, what's coming into the showroom, what's going on, et cetera, okay? So we appreciate you watching. This is one to really consider. If you have any questions, email me, call me. I'll personally respond and do the best to get you as best information as I can. When this vehicle is purchased by the new owner, I will assist in the enclosed shipping within the 48 United States. Once it's loaded inside the carrier, we'll cover it with a brand new plastic cover to ensure that she arrives at your doorstep as clean as it left our showroom. We appreciate you watching, and as always, rock and roll.